Okay. Hello, ladies. Today we're going to talk about heart disease. I know, very exciting topic. So the cardiovascular system is made up of two parts. First, you have the heart, which acts as a pump, which each beat it sends blood throughout the body to all the cells and organs. Secondly, you have the vascular system, which are the veins and arteries that act as a transportation for the blood. So once oxygen is dropped off, it actually is carried back. It's carried back through the veins to the heart, up through the lungs, where it picks up more oxygen, and the cycle continues as long as you live. And this is giving our bodies, again, the nutrients and hormones that we need for cellular function, for energy, and just to go about our day-to-day. So unfortunately, the dysfunctions and the disorders of this disease is the #1 cause of death globally. And most alarmingly, since 1984, it has killed more women than men in America each year. So in this video, again, I'm going to give a brief overview of some of the most common and most deadly diseases, the comorbidities, symptoms, and ways to prevent this disease. This is the #1 killer in the US and is actually caused by atherosclerosis. Strangely, this starts as young as 10 years old, with fatty streaks appearing in the blood, and then by 20 years old, these plaques forming, and by 30, they build upon each other when we actually see the effects of atherosclerosis. This leads to heart failure, angina, or heart attacks. When your heart is unable to maintain a steady flow of blood, this may cause chronic tiredness, fatigue, shortness of breath, or reduced physical activity. Some warning signs for us women to look out for is chest pain or discomfort, pain in your arms, back, or jaw, and this is actually being referred out from the heart. There's shortness of breath, also cold sweat, nausea, vomiting, or lightheadedness. So this happens when one of the arteries to the brain is suddenly blocked or burst, and that part of the brain starts to die. The warning signs for a stroke include numbness or weakness of one side of your arm, face, or leg, trouble seeing, trouble understanding, trouble walking, dizziness, lightheadedness, loss of balance, or a severe headache. If you happen to be experiencing any one of these symptoms, you need to make sure to contact a health professional immediately or dial 911. The first one and the highest risk factor for CVD is high blood pressure. Blood pressure is the pressure of your blood in your arteries when your heart beats, and that's systolic pressure, the top number, and then the blood pressure when your heart is at rest, the diastolic. Prolonged high blood pressure can damage arterial walls, mess up your circulation, and endanger the organs inside of your body. The second comorbidity is a really big one, is diabetes. To be more specific, it's type 2, which is actually attributed to lifestyle. Some more comorbidities to look out for are obesity, being overweight, high levels of stress, an unhealthy diet, lack of exercise, high cholesterol, or tobacco use. Luckily, although cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer, it is also one of the most preventable diseases. There's just a lot of medication and surgical procedures that you could get, which would cost a lot of money. But there's some other ways to prevent heart disease naturally through simple lifestyle changes like exercise and diet. And the CDC actually only recommends about 2 hours and 30 minutes per week. You can do 22 minutes a day for 7 days, or you can do an hour one day, an hour another day, 30 minutes one day, or you could do 5 days a week of 30-minute exercise. And it's moderate to, I think, intense exercise. So that's like riding a bike, going for a jog, doing a little Zumba dance, like anything. So I feel like it's pretty easy to do if you really set your mind to it and if you're really committed to your health. And lastly, and I think most importantly, you can change your diet. So according to heart.org, you should try to stay away from highly processed foods, red meats, foods high in fat and sugar, and you should strive to eat more of a plant-based diet. One study even showed that patients who had heart disease, after 3 weeks of just switching to a plant-based diet, their bodies were actually able to heal itself and eat away at the fatty buildups in the arteries. And I think this just shows how powerful food is, and just like what your body can really do if you give it that chance through proper nutrition and fuel to let it heal and like let it rest. There are certain foods that are even shown to like protect against heart disease, and I think it should be added into your daily diet. Berries, citrus fruits, whole grains, green vegetables, nuts, tea, and spices. And these foods are rich in fiber, high in antioxidants, high in vitamins and minerals, and they also have the good cholesterol that you actually want in your blood. And when I say like develop a plant-based diet, it doesn't have to mean like doing a complete 180 a complete 180 change where like you have to cut out all the bad foods, but it's more about introducing more healthy foods into your regular eating habits. You know, leaving a room for like pizza or ice cream or your favorite food every now and then, but making more of a habit of eating healthier and having healthier eating habits. I think developing and maintaining healthy habits like exercise and eating well is vitally important to your health and your well-being, especially when it comes to preventing heart disease. Unfortunately, as shown in the numbers, we might be taking this suggestion way too lightly. Cardiovascular disease is taking more mothers, more grandmothers, aunts, sisters, our loved ones more than breast cancer does. So each choice we make when it comes to how we live and how we eat will directly impact our health in the long run. So I think it's time to educate yourself and start making healthier choices, because your life and the life of a loved one might depend on it. Thank you for watching. I hope you make better eating choices, better lifestyle choices starting today.